Fuck is they talking about though? You're big MRM WRW Mafia. Come vibe with the tribe. Kirby, what up though? I'm breaking it down, ground. I'm working my way up. You a way stuck, get your weight up. You're looking for pay, cuz I want all of my people to wake up. Sleep, Frank Ocean, dig, peak. There's not a method of the week. Fools, choose. I'm making a break of the rules. Fools, choose. It's the I'm busting the moves. I wake up like this, blessed. Everything else just a test. Stress was created for thinking the less. I'm with the gods, yes. Fact, me and Kirby finessing the beat. 10 toes, MRM, we reppin' the street. I am the chief, this is the tribe. I ended the different electrical side. Come get you a vibe. This is my land, is my only reply.
Yeah, yeah, G, what up? Yeah. Back in my bag, no book for the papers. Ain't got time for my bitch, cause I'm running up papers. Just like that I keep the flavors, from the lows to the highs. Make my niggas elevating. Say you got motion, but you niggas just talk. Big dog in the yard, and you bitches just balk. Look me in my eyes, say it with your chest when you talk. Boys do what they can, and men do what they want. Break that shit down, half O's to the pounds. Put my thoughts to action, Jackson's niggas like the stunt, a different fabric. Magic hat been pulling rabbits out of hat. Trick you out to life, Houdini, Lord Janie couldn't bring it back. Niggas be capping, say whatever when they rapping. Tell your life story, and what really fucking happened. I can see clearly now that the rain is gone. Access to my words, you can see me here when they play my song. Forever do the man. And Ladybug, yeah, love is love. Loyal to my children, family first, and putting my heart in every verse.
Yo, what's the vibes, tribes? This is I Can't Make This Shit Up podcast with myself, BigChief, not the little one, G the Starflower, melanated god of love, my goddess, Aquarius goddess, and our sister, Crazy Tree Lady. And first and foremost, I want to apologize for last night's show, because the audio was definitely messed up, and also not being giving y'all content as we usually do throughout the weeks. You know, first and foremost, like I was saying last night, I wasn't able to get in my email in order to get onto my YouTube page. So I just got through that last night. So we back at it. I'm not gonna say we're gonna be totally consistent as we once was, but we taking the steps to getting back there, you know. But I just wanted to do a show just to put some content out there with my goddess. You know, I was gonna do relationship goals, but then I said, you know what, we ain't even gonna have no specific topic. We just gonna do freedom of speech, you know, where we could just go all around the board with it. Welcome back, my goddess, Aquarius goddess. How are you, my love?
Yeah, you know, I'm good for real. Happy to be here.
What? Like, bro, you gotta get it together, bro. Gotta get it together. Got to get it together, bro. I don't know what I just did, but no. All right, that's not working. Can you see me?
I actually can't. Right now, we can see you.
What the hell just happened?
Oh.
Why is it a half a damn screen? See? Every time. Try to do something with this,
Just
man.
on
Let me see.
Sorry, guys. Just give 1 second. You just got a
Okay.
new phone. You know how I go
Anyway,
over phone.
say what?
Oh, you back. Yes.
Anyway, this is freedom of speech with myself, Big Chief, not the little one, and my goddess, Aquarius goddess. Where's your face at, my love? I don't like the way this look, but it's
That's
cool. It's cool. We're just gonna do freedom of speech, man. Where we can go all around the board with it. Things that has been happening within our lives, since we've last done a show, and I like to speak about reality, like my reality, not the picture that's been painted by everyone else, which is a program. I don't get it. You know, everybody want to talk about the same shit and focus on the same shit when it's different shit going on within everyone's life individually. So how the fuck can we focus or speak on the same exact shit when there's different things going on within our lives? And you can only speak based off of your experiences. Other than that, you're just talking just to be talking. You programmed as motherfuckers. And I speak directly to those within the spiritual world. A lot of you brothers and sisters are definitely still following a program because you all sound the same. You know, you're all focusing on the same shit. You know, listening to the same people. Abiding by the same rules and same regulations instead of creating your own. You know, I live life based off of my thoughts, my heart, my feelings, not anyone else's outside of mine. You know, I created a world within the world. You know, bullshit and negativity can be right in front of my face, directly next to me, but it's not there. Because if I don't entertain it, it doesn't affect me at all. It only affects you if you choose to entertain it. Everything's a choice. So I speak about growth a lot, you know, and the reason why I speak about growth a lot because I'm doing the work within self, you know, and I know that for sure. There's a lot of ways that I don't present out here anymore because I have an understanding of how this life thing goes. It's not meant for us to be the same. It's meant for us to grow into a better version of self. You don't have to change yourself, just be a better self. That's all. Not continuing the same things we were doing as teenagers or young adults and things like that. Then you wonder why the same shit is still happening within your life. It's because you're the same person. Maybe if you make some changes within self, things will change within the world. I promise you that. I'm a prime example of what I speak. I don't just talk just to be talking, nor do I give a fuck if y'all listen, because my messages get sent through the universe regardless if you choose to listen or not. You know, I know how powerful I am because I'm seeing my powers every day. You know, I am the controller. What I say goes because it's my life. I don't focus on anyone else's lives outside of my own. And that's something a lot of you brothers and sisters are doing out here. consistently every day, even within your relationships, friendships, family ships. You know, y'all put too much focus on everyone else outside of self, you know. And if you are going to put any focus into anyone else outside of self, at least make sure that person is worth your focus. Don't let that go over your heads, you know. Growth, again, is not meant for a baby to stay a baby. I've said this multiple times. A baby grows into a young child. That young child grows into a teenager, and so on, so on. You know, we don't shrink back down. You don't go from a baby to a young child, then shrink back down to a baby. That's not how this shit go. You know, it's called growth. So, for those of you who still continue to do a lot of the same things that has kept you in a certain position within your lives, but then you sit back and be mad at the world because of what's going on within your life, but yet you're not making any changes within self. So how can you expect things to change within the world if you're not making any changes within yourself? Let's make that make sense. So it's not the world that's fucked up, y'all. It's the people within it. Let me say that again. It's not the world that's fucked up, y'all. It's the people within it.
Straight up, bro.
Change you change everything. How's life been life, my love, on your end? Let's talk about it. You know, we can get into the jobs, the slave ships, uh, the new experiences, any type of growth that you've experienced, you know, things that you're trying to work on within your own uh doing your own journey. You know, how's that working out for you? Things that you want to work on, you know. Let's talk about it.
Everything's going the way it's supposed to
Huh?
be. Everything's going the way it's supposed to be going. I like not to react like I used to because at some point you can't make a person hear you if they were never listening.
Um I mean, that depends on the situation, you know. I mean, when you're speaking to me, you may think that I don't hear you. I hear you. I hear you because I have ears, you know.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
I take it all into accountability, not accountability. Uh Damn, the word just left my fucking head that I wanted to use, but I take it all in. You know, you might think that I don't hear the things that you say. I hear everything, you know, but I just be wanting you to hear me as well, you know, because I only speak based off of what I see, you know, which is the life that we're living. You know, we're creating life every day that we open our eyes. You know, we are in full control of our journeys. You know, whatever happens within our lives, we have to accept accountability for that because we made those choices. So, you know, I only speak based off of that. And I want to see people grow. That's all and that's it. You know. And that's why I say I give a lot of tough love now. And that's probably where, you know, things become would it be with us? Because, you know, instead of me giving the love is love, you know, the you know, I give a lot of the tough love now because the tough love is what's needed, you know, because I've had conversations with a lot of my, you know, so called day ones or whatever, and I always told them It's a difference from being a friend and being a homeboy or a homegirl. A homeboy and a homegirl going to tell you what you want to hear. A friend is going to tell you what you need to hear, whether you like it or not. That's what being a friend is, but instead of a person accepting that for what it is, they want to, argue or go back and forth or, put labels on people based off the fact that it's true, and they've always said that black folks don't like to hear the truth. I truly believe that, because whenever I'm speaking some truth towards anyone, you know, it's never accepted for what it is. It's always something behind it. It's an argument or, you know, going back and forth or whatever the case may be, which I choose not to even entertain that anymore because I have an understanding of you and me. Like, seriously though, like I know what's blocking people from growing. I know what's blocking people from progressing within their lives. I know all of this shit. I just be sitting back waiting for a person to see it for themselves, you know? But me being who I am and me having the love that I have for you and others, of course I'm going to speak my truth towards that when I see it. I wouldn't be who I am. I wouldn't be the person that says they love you if I didn't do that, you know? So if I see someone backpedaling, I'm going to speak on it. I'm going to throw little things out there to let you know you're backpedaling, especially when I know how powerful you actually are, you know? And I don't know. This life, this universe, they put people in our lives for reasons. Some people are to help us grow. Some people are to stop our growth. Don't let that go over your heads. Some people are put in your lives to help you grow. Some people are put within your life to stop your growth. Don't let that go over your heads. And it's always the ones that look like us, walk like us, talk like us, yada bada bada ba ba ba. That's not us. You know, you gotta read in between the lines when people speak. I'm a very big observer. I listen. The smartest people in the world to me is those who listen and don't speak. You can learn a lot from a dummy. You hear me? Yeah, all right. So, that's me. I do a lot of observing. I do a lot of listening. I see if those words that people speak become actions. And in most cases, it's just words. There's never no action behind those words. So do I speak on it? No, it's not my place, but I see it. And once I see it, I move accordingly because everything is a choice. Once you know what type of person someone is, it's up to you whether you want to continue to put energy into that person or not. Knowing what type of individual that person is. Now, me personally, I see the growth within people. That's why I choose to stay connected towards certain individuals because I see the growth within you. You know, I see how powerful you are. I know how much you can do once you've reached that level of understanding self. I see it all. So I choose to put energy into you, you know? But some people don't have that gift, you know? I just don't like when people try to speak over top of what I'm presenting out here when what I'm presenting out here is based off of my life experiences. I'm seeing this. I'm not just saying this. This is actually happening. And I've done a lot of powerful things since I've been on my journey. And, you know, I don't give two fucks whether someone else outside of self has seen this or not. I'm seeing it. I'm feeling it. So that's all that matters to me, you know. But it's people that, you know, like I said, that are set within your lives to stop your growth, you know. And a lot of these people, you think that they're genuine friends or family or whatever. You know, sometimes it be the family. In most cases, it be the family. That's the worst. It be those so-called family members, those ones that you feel as though love you so much because they're a mother, a uncle, a father, a sister, a brother, a best friend, a day one, whatever. You know, they've been around you so long. You know, you've been accepting things from these individuals for so long that you feel as though it's actual love, but the whole time it's not. How many times have y'all heard me say that we've been accepting certain shit for so long that we became comfortable with that shit? Fucked up shit we became comfortable with because we've been accepting it for so long that it became normal. It's not normal, my brothers. It's not normal, my sisters. Fuck is y'all talking about? None of that shit is normal. All of that shit still a part of the programming. So a lot of y'all choose to keep yourselves within that box. You don't have to be. That's a choice. Me personally, I detached myself from everyone that I felt as though was holding me back from growing. I did not give a fuck who it was, blood relatives or not. I detached myself from all of that type of energy because it was stopping my growth. I didn't give a fuck about their feelings because they don't give a fuck about mine. At the end of the day, some people see more in you than what you see within yourself. And guess what? Those same people that see more in you than what you see within yourself will put you in a box to stop you from reaching that higher level of self. And these will be the same motherfuckers that's so-called in your corner, got your back, who this and who that. They be the ones keeping you in that box, making sure that you will never climb outside of that box. You will stay in that same position as long as they're still attached to you. I guarantee you, if you detach yourself from these certain individuals, you'll start to see the growth within self. Other than that, you're going to stay the same. It's a lot of the same ass niggas and the same ass bitches running around within this universe. A lot of y'all. And y'all comfortable with that shit. I'm not comfortable with that shit. I was never the same ass nigga. I always stood out amongst all, even as a kid. And still to this day, it's the same way. I'm not the same ass nigga. You're not gonna run across me and be like, oh, he just like him. Or he just like them. No, I'm not just like shit. I'm just like me. Fuck you talking about. I don't entertain none of that weird ass shit that y'all choose to entertain. It is a program. But I'm not mad at you, you know, for not understanding that. You will. In due time, true colors will reveal themselves. Trust and believe that, you know? I just hope y'all open up that eye before it's too late. I just hope y'all open up that eye before it's too late. You know, that's all I be trying to present to my brothers and sisters. Tough love. Tough love. You know, I gotta scream in you motherfuckers' ears sometimes. You know, that whispering shit don't work anymore. You know, I gotta do a little bit of yelling. may have to get a little bit disrespectful sometimes, but it's all out of love, you know? Depending on how you choose to accept that, you know? Some people give the negative energy towards it at that present time, but then once they sit back and think on it, really sit back and think on it, they'd be like, damn, he was right. He was right. Now, some people will come back and apologize. Some people will accept accountability for their actions and apply certain things to their lives and start moving according to that. Then some won't. To me, it doesn't matter because as long as I planted that seed, you know, and every time I choose to use my voice, I plant a seed. Every time, you know, whether you know it or not. You know. Life be life, y'all. And people definitely be peopling, you know. We cannot change the mindsets of anyone outside of self, you know. So we need to stop trying to put energy into that, you know. A person has to want that in order for you to give that, you know. We'll put a lot of energy into people when those people are not putting that same energy into self. So it's like wasted time. You're wasting your time if you're putting energy into someone who's not putting that same energy into self. We cannot change anything within this world if we have not made any changes within self first. It's never going to work. All that building as the collective, building with like-minded individuals, building as a community, I'm sorry, you know, all of that, that shit ain't never going to happen. You know, I'm going to tell y'all straight up, that shit ain't never going to happen. All black folks getting together and building as a unit, all of us, every last one of us as one, that's never going to happen. That's never going to happen. And the reason why it's never going to happen because everyone is not us. Just because you're melanated doesn't mean you are a god or a goddess. Doesn't mean that you're set here to accomplish the same missions as the rest of us. You know, the reason why our people are still in these situations is because of our people. Y'all keep pointing the fingers at all these other so-called races outside of our own, when our own race is the biggest fucking problem. I asked the motherfucker years ago, when they speak about all these other so-called races, I'll be like, bro, when I think of everything that has happened to me within my life, harmful, it did not come from a white man. It did not come from a Chinese man. It did not come from a Mexican man. It did not come from a Korean, Hispanic, whatever so-called other race. Everything that has happened to me within my life, hurtful, harmful, or whatever the case may be, came from my own fucking kind. So why are we still running around here pointing the fingers at everyone outside of self? Why are we doing that? When everything that has fucked us up mentally came from our own kind. Family and all. The fucked up thing about it, a lot of y'all still sit back and choose to accept that shit. I don't choose to accept that shit. I isolate myself from those type of individuals. Like I said, it doesn't matter who it is. It could be my best fucking friend, day one, elementary school. If that mindset is not where mine is, and they're still continuing to do the same exact things they've been doing all of their lives, they're not making no type of changes within their lives, I choose not to attach myself to that energy anymore. I love you. That's why I continue to say love is love. That shit don't change with me. I just love you from a distance. And the crazy thing is, when I do that, when I detach myself from people that I've been attached to for so long, giving that BigChief love to for so long, it's only when I detach myself from those people is when they understand everything that I was trying to give to them. All that love, all that loyalty. They don't understand any of that until I detach myself from them. And then they start encountering other individuals and they see that they're not receiving that same love, that same brotherly love, that same fatherly love, sisterly love, whatever type of love. They're not receiving that same love that they were getting from me, from these other individuals. See, they don't realize who I was to them until I detach myself from them. Like I said in my stories the other day, people don't realize how powerful your voice is until you stop using. So even me not doing our podcasts and things like that consistently like I once was, there's a reason behind that. You know, at the end of the day, I want to hear your voice. I would know that you're listening to me by me listening to you. Don't let that go over your heads. I would know that you're listening to me by me listening to you, which means I want to hear your voice. Don't sit back and keep listening to mine. I've done enough. I've done enough. I've showed you the way to go. You know, I pointed you in the right direction to go drink that water, but I can't hold your fucking hand. We grown. How about you act your age? A lot of y'all are still conducting yourselves as teenagers, as a grown ass man and a grown ass woman. Let's make that make sense. But my phone about to die, babe. You got something you want to say before I close out? I just wanted to give something.
Peace, love, and happiness.
Huh?
Peace, love, and happiness.
Peace out to all. I appreciate
No, I guess my phone died, y'all. Thank everybody for tuning in. It's a short little message. We want to get back to it. We do appreciate everybody checking in when they do, just to hear something. If you don't hear nothing, there's something. Have a nice night. Night night.
My phone had died, y'all. My phone had died. My apologies. But I appreciate everybody that pulled up, and tuned in. This was I Can't Make This Shit Up podcast with myself, Big Chief, not the little one, G the star himself, our melanated god of love, and my goddess, Aquarius goddess. This was freedom of speech, I just wanted to speak a little bit of my truths to the universe. And my truths are based off of the experiences of the life that I chose to live, not anything outside of that. You know, start giving a little bit of your truth and stop investing yourself into too much of theirs. I want to hear yours. Read me your book and stop reading theirs. How about y'all do that? God, goddess, y'all still connected to a program, whether you know it or not. Love is love. Shout out to my goddess, Aquarius goddess. Shout out to my three young star seeds. MRMWRW tribe, my tribe. You hear me? Shout out to my brother Larry Stack. Shout out to my brother Ant, my sister Gifted, my sister Queen Black, my brother Icon. Um, a lot of my brothers and sisters that's on Instagram. Y'all know who y'all are, man. Much love to every last one of y'all. But I will be back live and direct probably tomorrow with a nature talk or something. Like I said, I'm gonna try to be more. I'm gonna try to be more consistent. With the shows. When I'm able to, but I'm not gonna promise y'all anything. But I will definitely be more consistent now that I got my page back. But I love every last one of y'all wholeheartedly. Take heed into some of my words, especially if it resonates with you. Apply these things to your life and move according to that. That's all, and that's it. I want to see you be a better you. That's all, and that's it. I'm not trying to convince anyone to be like me. I'm not trying to convince anyone to thinking like me, acting like me, walking like me. So I'm not trying to convince any of y'all into doing any of those things. I want you to be a better version of self. Stop being the same. The reason why the same things are still happening within your life because you're not making any changes within self. It's called growth. Stop being the same, you weak ass nigga and you weird ass bitch. And I say bitch in my most disrespectfulest, respectfulest voice. Love is love. You heard, man.